What's up, you guys? This is Robert at Shy Bears. Plus, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, subscribe, like, smack the bell. Yes, I did say Facebook. Just started a Facebook account for the Shy Bears Plus. Go ahead and give it the old crispy follow. With me again today is Jeff at @plus_shy. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. Welcome back.
All right, are you done? Are you done messing around? This is serious Bears business. Because this is week 14.
I tried to steal your thunder.
Bears victory plus time. Club dub. Week 14. Bears win 15-6. They beat the Rams, the NFC best Rams. Because if you want to beat the best, you got to beat the best, brother. And the Bears went ahead and did that. How we always start our shows is with Jeff and his stats of the week. Come and bring it, kid.
You know, we spoke at length of the equalness of this team, with maybe a few statistical anomalies with skill positions, mainly Goff and Gurley. So let's take a look at those two guys. And, you know, I thought neither quarterback played really well, but the fact that we won was the most important thing. So moving on for the quarterbacks. The rushing, you know, evolution of Matt Nagy, which I'm going to talk about later. The Bears outrushed the Rams 194 yards to 52. Is that what I got? Am I right with that?
That sounds right.
35 total to their 13. So you can see how much they were not giving the ball to Gurley, which that's probably not a recipe for a victory. The Bears actually ran the ball more times than they threw it. I'm not sure that's happened too often. And then the time of possession for the Bears was at 36 minutes and 49 seconds compared to 23 minutes and 11 seconds for the Rams. That is exceptional. The Bears were 7 and 16 in third down, while the Rams were 3 for 12. So fantastic job by the Bears, both on offense and defense, and third down. You know, more with that time possession. I really want to harp on this all episode long. Is just Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy said something at his press conference today that, or maybe it was yesterday, but he said he wasn't even thinking about picking up third downs, but more thinking about getting 40 seconds off the clock. And like my heart melted when I heard that.
Right.
So. You know, I just want to dig in on that a little bit more. But at the end of the game, the Bears and the Rams are tied with point differential, both for the season at 112. And then the Bears are 6-1 at home, and they have the second most points scored and the second least points given up in the NFC. That's your stats of the week.
Wow. I love point differential is one of my favorite stats in the game. Love that they come up and tied them on that. Man, they really did get off the field on third down. It felt like every single time. Just great plays, pressure. It was kind of like they were reading their mail. Speaking of that, I was watching Thayer's program on YouTube where he does breakdowns, and he said that when the Rams came out in 11 personnel, so one tight end, one running back, and then trips, 223 times before the game, they ran the ball. So 223 of Gurley's carries came out of that formation. So they were basically telegraphing it. So when they saw that, they were, you know, one gap and penetrating and blowing it up. So they became predictable.
The Bears tackled very well as a team, I thought, this game.
Yep, they did. So I just want to point that out that and it's another thing, since you were talking about Nagy, just all those things, that reaction, all those stats, the unpredictableness, how we're mixing up all kinds of different runs. Maybe it's a lack of running identity, but he's also being unpredictable, so I do appreciate that. Every time I get mad at Nagy, sometimes for being unconventional, I have to remember that I wanted this. So
yeah,
I did. I really wanted this. So moving on to what to watch for is holding ourselves accountable, see how we did. I'm not gonna lie, I did terrible on all this stuff. But on my what to watch for is, I called it Trubisky. I said, is he gonna be healthy? Is he gonna be rusty? How is he gonna perform? I wasn't feeling it, and I was super worried about it. And I guess I was right on that, unfortunately. With 3 picks and 100-something yards passing. And then I guess I was right on the Sunday Night Football special packages or ode to the past. We had Santa Slay for the touchdown in your end zone where you were sitting, which that had to be so awesome to see that. But those were the things I got right on the what to watch for. I had lots wrong. Go back and watch last week's episode if you want to see how bad I was.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so buzzing through all my what to watch first. My first one was seeing if the Bears would gain separation with the wide receivers and the talented Rams cornerbacks, and they certainly did that. A-Rob led the Bears in targets, and Gabriel was number 2 in targets. So they are throwing the ball to wide receivers.
Right.
With Mitchell, they love to throw medium to longer. I said that is Nagy and the Bears pulling out all the stops here, this having a playoff atmosphere, and they did that. Santa Slay, like you said, they went for it on 4th down a couple times. They tried to go for it on 4th down another time, but they hit the official. They blew the whistle on that. That's that creativity of Nagy. You want to say anything about that whistle?
Yeah, they knocked on that ref. What was it like being there? Because on TV we're going, oh, look at the trickery after they went forward with a fake punt, and you're thinking, Nagy's not all shot. It's going to be nuts. Where everyone's going for it. Everyone's going for 2. You just had that feeling like it was going to be crazy. So they did the trick personnel quick swap off. And then, because it was pandemonium, it looked like, on the field. It looked like people were super mad.
It was the loudest, I want to say, the crowd was, especially towards the officials. And there was a few, heavy boo birds towards the officials. This was the heaviest and maybe, the loudest the crowd has been. But nobody saw the ref or side judge or line judge get trampled.
Right.
They saw that, it was a 3rd and short, then it was a 4th and a yard or something, or maybe 2. And, everybody's like, all right, we're going for it. Then they punted. They're like, okay, we got good defense. And then the offense came out in the field with 15 seconds left on the play clock. And the place went nuts, up for grabs. And then they blew the whistle dead. So everybody thought that the refs were saying, oh, no, the defense gets a sub in their personnel. That's what I thought.
That's what we thought, too, on TV.
Yeah, but it was because he fell. That's an automatic stoppage of the whistle, according to Benito Zerbash. So, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Just kind of the last couple what to watch for was the Bears' interior offensive line. They flying colors, white head,
right,
and then or white hair. Sorry, Daniels, and then the KC veteran there, and then that was pretty much it. It was awesome.
Yeah, what a time to be at the game. Bears victory pluses for Robert. Man, we were so bad in the passing game, passing only for 100 yards. There was a couple of decent completions there, but so many of mine were focused on passing to wide receivers and tight ends on the seam and up the middle. I thought that's where we can get all the yards. And we didn't execute the passing game very well. It was a big run game. One of my defensive ones was, you penetrate and blow up these girly runs in the backfield, and then they're going to be play action anyway, so you're halfway there. So if you're wrong, you're there to make the play on the quarterback and stop letting that develop. So I guess I was right on that one thing of 7 Bears victory pluses. What did you have?
Yeah, I said the Bears, in order for their victory pluses, was to get up to a different start. And that really didn't happen at initial with the Trubisky interception, but the defense held strong. The crowd was vocal. And then we really sustained drives right after that first drive, really. We started to really control the clock and pound the rock. Can't hold Mac, hashtag. That was really negated because Mac was living in the backfield. There's a lot of pressure there on both sides. I thought Floyd played a great game, and Hicks just played out his ass.
He was all over on TV, too.
Yeah, for sure. Good to hear. It's such a different perspective, especially when you're so low.
Yeah.
Because we were, so low. It was just it's kind of weird to get. It's just different lines, sight lines, holes, and then the size and the speed of NFL players. my last Bears victory plus was making the most of their opportunities when Trey Burton gets open down the field. Are we going to hit him? Well, I guess we did make the most of our opportunities because we beat them by the same score that TF North beat TF South in 1997, 15-6.
Awesome.
Take that.
After that early interception, we were talking about the fast start. I did write down a note right away that, man, how many times does this D just come back and pick up the O when they do stutter and when they do sputter? Man, it just seems like it's just like this crazy, like, it's okay, we got you. Hey, don't worry about the pick. We're going to get the ball back. We're going to go stop them. It's like this atmosphere, this culture, and it's better than the Lovey days, in my opinion, as of now. And I mean, I was an adult, and I was a pretty serious fan at that point. Yeah, but it just feels even better. And that was a cool, awesome time to be a Bear fan too.
They already have more picks than they ever had in franchise history, and then just like the
2005
pressure they could get, I think,
or 6.
I'm pretty sure. I think they had 24 in 2005. I think they have 25 now. It's just it's electric, and the personnel, and you can even see it that like they're getting off on it, and that like Mac, he like I see his reaction. He like almost can't believe how the crowd gets into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And coming from Oakland, where you have either, what is it, the Legion of Doom, or Doom or something like that. The black hole over there. Sorry, I got Legion of Boom on the TV over here above us. Well, the ex-Legion of Boom.
What's the score?
We're looking at 6-0. So, all right, we're going to keep moving. We got to stay focused. Razor sharp focus. Razor. Rams victory pluses. Man, it was all about Gurley. My everything was about stopping Gurley because that'll stop the play action. And because I was not scared of Goff just dropping back and passing the ball. Never have been. In the 3 games I was kind of looking at ahead of this, before this game, I mean, everything was play action. Or if people weren't wide open, he wasn't hitting them. And if they weren't tricked, they weren't hitting them. So anyway, the one thing that they didn't do was especially just take what the Bears give you. Man, it seemed like he was taking some just unnecessary risk off and throwing deep with like Eddie Jackson, I guess, was a Hail Mary. What are you going to do about that? But the Fuller, I mean, it looks like he had a guy underneath. The Makamura, there's a couple picks where Roquan, I mean, he just got hit and it was just a duck fluttered to him. And then he came over and said, "What's up to you?" So, he respects the Shy Bears Plus. He respects it. You got to respect it. You got to love it.
Dude, it was sweet. Like, when our hands hit, like, he had a big-ass glove on. He's got big hands, and it was like, boom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
I'll never forget shaking Dan Hampton's hand for the first time. Oh, man. I think I had some mitts, dude. But, yeah, so I put together a plan for them to have success, and they didn't execute it. So, sorry, Rams victory pluses. I didn't have a whole lot light there. I knew what they're effective and what we stopped, so they didn't do what they're supposed to. I don't feel bad about it.
No. The Rams were a little light in the loafers all day, and if you listen to my Rams victory pluses, they weren't supposed to let off the accelerator. Well, they kind of did. Yeah. And they were very discombobulated in the second half. They took like 2 timeouts at inappropriate times and really messed up the feng shui for them in the second half. Get number 10 out of the ball game as soon as possible. They didn't do that. Right. First couple plays of the game, when the Bears did start to sustain drives and put points on the board, number 10 was agile, mobile, picking up first downs, and then use Gurley as much as possible. Gurley had 3 catches, or maybe 5 catches. It wasn't more than 5. He was right next to Tariq Cohen, and actually Tariq Cohen outrushed him. And I think Tariq Cohen probably they had the exact same amount of touches. I know Tariq Cohen had 9 rushes while Gurley had 11.
Cool. Gurley had 3 receptions for 30 yards, and he had 11 rushes for 28 yards. Yeah. We stuffed him, dude. It was legit. Prediction time. I am.
Yeah, what'd you pick?
I'm the worst. I'm an idiot. You're the best. Predictions. I had Rams 30, Bears 27. I thought both of these teams were going to score. I thought they would edge us out because Trubisky hasn't played for the last 2 weeks, would come out rusty, and they would come ahead. I was wrong. But I did predict in my prediction that the cold weather was going to get to this Rams team. I had a feeling that it would. And And then plus on the road twice. Coming into this game, I felt like the Bears can compete with anyone. Scoreboard Dave, I had made a point to him earlier this year where I'm like, man, we could compete with anybody. We're a good team. Like I'm not backing off of that. After today, I feel like the Bears can beat anyone. So hey, that doesn't make me okay for picking against the Bears, and being wrong. But that's my take after when it was all said and done and wrapped up.
Yep. Yeah. No, you made good points.
Thanks, man. How did your predictions go?
Well, as usual, I picked the Bears to win
crispy.
by a field goal, 38-35. The weather was definitely a factor. Maybe the most contributing factor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bears did have a stifling defense, and Nagy's a genius. But I didn't think the weather was going to have that big of it, and it was like as much, if not more, that it had on Michael Vick on that one Monday night game.
Yep.
When all he wanted to do was sit down and with the jacket on, and that's all Gurley and that's all Goff wanted to do.
Plus, Goff, he has those 9-inch hands. Not really big hands for a quarterback, as discussed early in our programs.
Smaller than Chase Daniel. Can you believe it?
Cold weather. The ball's going to be harder, a little bit slicker. Maybe that's why some of those throws got away from him. I think that the pressure had something to do with that as well. But just moving on quickly we'll get through some of these notes, try to make this a short show. Another illegal shift. On TV, it looked like it was just a false start. I thought that he just kind of stepped back and it was a false start, and they kind of nailed him for moving back while someone else was moving. I didn't even think it was a illegal shift, but whatever. These process penalties, I'm done with them.
It's like Bellamy wants to line up on the friggin' sideline. He goes so far away from the football.
Right.
It's like if he would stop running 5 or 10 yards sooner and get set.
For sure.
Yeah, so let's buzz through some notes. But before we do that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Shy Bears Plus. Special shout out to Scoreboard Dave for calling the Santa's sleigh touchdown. He called the play action. He called who was going to catch the touchdown, and it just so happened to happen 30 yards away from us. And it was one of the most electric moments of the evening.
Yep. Piggybacking on some things that we talked about earlier, the predictability factor. I'm starting to feel like the Bears are getting a little bit predictable with this RPO, and they run the route off of it, the out route off of it, and Roby just jumped that out route. Right, I think it was right at the end of the first half. We had got the ball back, and for one of the Trubisky interceptions, he just read it like a book, and I'm worried that people are start undercutting that thing and knowing it's coming. It looks like that inside zone out of that trips. Next thing you know, the backside guy's getting the out route. I noticed later we went RPO with the slant route. So actually, it looks like the Bears made an adjustment there. I'd like to see them mix it up. I want to see more slants out of this team. We have the guys who have the quickness, and we have the guys who have the bodies for it. But just my comment on the old RPOs and predictability.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, they love the out and up, so you're not going to get the stoppage of outs. And I do think Nagy goes to the slant pass, as early on when Mitchell played Seattle, I want to say we dinked and dunked, and a lot of Chase Daniel had a lot of slants to it. So I think that's a very elementary part of his offense. Just kind of talking about Matt Nagy, and like what I talked about earlier, was just how he wanted to. He was more concerned about running the clock down as opposed to picking up a 3rd and 8, which is just like, that's playoff football. That's cold weather football. You got a strong running game with both Cohen and Howard, as well as the Hogs up front. Nagy, and he read the game well. You got a great defense. It's cold as hell out there. He wasn't trying to play spread them out football, obviously with, how everything went. So just awesome to see that. And, that his creativity won us the football game.
Yeah.
It did.
It got us our touchdown, the equalizer, the difference maker.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we're going to be able to predict anymore. If it's going to be a Howard 20 rush game, or we need this out of the running game, or we should go in the passing. It's going to be whatever they present. I mean, this offense, it looks like it's just basically going to be set up. Like, they weren't stuffing the box yesterday, were they? So the run was open. I mean, it's a simple box cut. What is this defense showing you? And that's what we're going to do off of that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm okay with it. I'm going to try my best to stop calling it, I need 20 from Howard, because it's just not going to happen. It's just whatever is going to be shown.
Yeah. Cool.
Another quick one. Parkey with a miss. He's been doing well since the Boeings. It was nice to see someone else hit an upright besides us. It was nice to see someone. I think the Lions have 6 uprights hit against them. I think 4 of those were us. But then I can remember watching, and I don't watch a ton of Lions football. But I just said, man, it's so nice watching Parkey, pure these kicks all of a sudden. We don't have to worry about that. And then he missed the next one. I was like, oh, come on, bro.
That was
I still feel good about him, though.
It was kind of it would have been a 2-touchdown game, 14-pointers. So
right.
It was kind of a big kick. But you definitely see the leg strength or absence of leg strength in person with Parkey compared to, who was it, Greg Zuerlein last night?
Zuerlein, yeah.
Like Zuerlein made like that 50-yarder going into the south end zone, I thought it was. And, dude, he rocked that thing. That probably would have been good for 55 yards. In like 20-degree weather, those footballs are heavy. You could see them
hard.
flying differently, and the sound of it wasn't quite there. Even Patty O'Donnell, like, he wasn't like getting those big boomers off. So, but Parkey, he's accurate. His football does go end over end, but, like, he made like a 38-yarder. It was like, maybe he was just being super accurate with it, but not trying to get it blocked, maybe a higher launch angle.
Right.
But it's like, all right, that would have been good from like 41. It was so high and soft.
The Zuerlein was 50 yards. I would double checked on that. O'Donnell, I felt like we weren't. He doesn't hit boomers, in my opinion. I don't feel like he has I never understood the mega punt.
Really?
I never thought he kicked that far to begin with, but we were kicking from good field position a lot of that game. But in the past, I felt like he wasn't great at pinning him inside the 20. And man, it was like he was pinning them every single punt on that one. So
yeah, at the end of
O'Donnell,
the game,
I'll give you some props, man. I'll give you the props.
He went to you.
He went for the U. I just said that. I've been underwhelmed by special teams this year. Haven't had the big kickoff return. A lot of penalties on special teams. The intermittent kicking errors. Things like that. I just wanted to point that out. And it's not the biggest thing, but special teams can win you a game in a close game, especially when you're not producing on offense. I'd love to see more consistency out of that side of the ball, and I'd like to see us squirt through with one. But not everyone's not running back kicks anyway. So it is what it is.
And Cohen's pretty productive.
Yeah.
He does lead the league in yards. While we're on the special teams note, Jacob McQuaid, the long snapper for the LA Rams, might be the worst long snapper in the NFL. That's Jacob McQuaid, number 44, worst long snapper in the NFL, and the coldest little bee there is. Going back, I heard another thing from the Matt Nagy presser, and what they had to deal with was when he was a quality control coach, and he's sitting up there, and what these quality control coaches do is that they're responsible for relaying the personnel that's on the field to the coordinators, so the coordinators can get the proper packages out there.
Right.
And so what he was talking about was how difficult would it be to, tell the defense coordinator, okay, number 96 is coming in, because they do it all numerically. All right, number 96 is coming in, number 99 is coming in, number 90 is coming in. 98 is coming in, so for that quality, to put that on, even on a veteran like Wade Phillips, to hear all that, it's like, what do you do when that comes,
Yeah. Also, quality control people go get the coffee, I hear, but in meetings. But yeah, what do you do? It's when you're bringing in one guy from defense or one 90s number, you're kind of going, oh, hey, look out for that guy. Well, you got to look out for 4. Who covers who? What? something, any kind of an unscouted look that you can give somebody is going to create a little bit of confusion. And that stuff, I mean, it could be too cute, but it hasn't been. All these things have been working. And I don't know. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm having so much fun this year. Ah, man, these guys, I'm sure they would run through a wall for Nagy, because I would run through a wall. I got to patch his hole up. I ran through a wall here at home. It was fantastic. Yeah, it hurt like heck, though. Let me tell you. But yeah, it's got to be so fun to be on this team. They're watching these club dub videos afterward. I retweeted out like a collage, a potpourri of different club dub videos that they put together and strung them all together. And, boom. Love it, man. I love it. Man, I covered so much stuff throughout that whole show. Scratched out so many things that I wanted to cover.
Good.
But
my last thing is, before we get out of here, is Bryce Callahan, foot injury. We're going to find out more about him later on this week. But how Sherrick McManus really stepped up. Prince of Mukamura, he got a little banged up a little bit. So nice to see our boy number 22, Kevin Tolliver Jr., execute. I don't think they really miss a beat, even though Prince is playing really well this year. Bears are really deep on the defense end. It's great to see. Kudos to Matt Nagy.
Absolutely.
Or Ryan Pace.
McManus, when he gets in, it always seems like he's making a positive impact. In Tolliver, we haven't felt that big of a step off, in my opinion. So I would much rather see give me the name Callahan. I'd love to see Callahan come back healthy, first and foremost, but it's not the end of the world. I just feel like he has such good man-to-man skills. It kind of gives us a little bit more flexibility when he's in there. McManus, I would probably I'd keep him around the line of scrimmage a little bit more and a lot more zone coverage with him. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And special teams a little bit, because McManus does a lot of special teams. So
yeah, him and Cunningham have seemed to play very
Benny
well.
Cunningham made that tackle on that fake punt. He almost stopped him short. They called it short initially. It was a first down. But if he didn't make that tackle, that guy goes farther.
Yeah, no doubt. Makamura with the pick. Shout out to that. Shout out to Eddie Jackson for playing center field on that Hail Mary. The Roquan pick, we covered that. The Kyle Fuller. Shout out to Kyle Fuller for when I was wishy-washy on what we should do about a big contract about him. Worried about it. Thinking that we should do it, but it's like, man, I wonder if we're going to have regrets. And it's being so completely proven wrong. My wishy-washiness. I mean, I felt lukewarm about the deal because I didn't want to have an incomplete team and where else we're going to find all these players. But, man, is he over.
He's
so impressive.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond. Then Hicks all day. I tweeted out just like his unstoppable motor, the swim moves, the rip moves, the violence in the pass rush, the motivation. Unbelievable. Mac had a sack, and then he had some also sweet inside moves. Watching that on there. Goldman, sack, shout out to that. And I just wanted a couple of players where I was just like, wow, great impact. And it's just so fun to watch those guys.
Yeah, I thought Leonard Floyd had a ton of flashes and just disruptions and, speed. He's big. He's a big dude, and they love that little stun on the inside with him. He's so fast, and it's shorter to get to the quarterback on inside blitzing or pass rush than it is outside. And he's getting better and better. And I'm going to start the Leonard Floyd re-sign him fan club.
Wow, I love it. In those stunts, he looks like he's shot out of a cannon. They were trying to get outside on the stretch run on him, and he was just shutting it down and then exploding to Gurley. And then there was one play where he missed a tackle on Gurley. It looked like Gurley just might have went to the locker room and he just freshly KY'd up or something, the way he slipped off of him. Yeah. But they ended up getting the first down on the play, but I wasn't mad. I mean, it was a pretty strong effort.
He's really good to run, I feel. I bet he's got a good run grade.
Yeah, I bet he does too. But that's all I have. Do you want to take us home, sir?
Yeah, why don't you look up that Leonard Floyd run grade on PFF if you still got that subscription and post it to Twitter. You can check out Bob's Twitter at Shy Bears Plus. Go to Instagram. He's got the dankest memes. I was looking at them and I liked them today. And then obviously here on YouTube, Shy Bears Plus. I'm Jeff with Shy Bears Plus. You can follow me on Twitter at +_shy. We're going to the playoffs, baby. Worst to first. You heard it here first. That's all she wrote.